So, hello everyone on the Conflux community call that is happening on 16th of July. Right now we have one topic, and the topic is the new model, new domain, and the migration. As you may know, we are moving to the new model from the current component application model to component group model. That work is being ongoing for 3/4 of a year. And I believe maybe 2 months ago, we also decided to finally abandon the App Studio domain in labels and annotations and move to much more reasonable konflux-ci.dev domain. But this sort of creates a conundrum or a problem of migrations. As you see, in the document for this meeting, I written down some of the examples that I received from Robert, aka from the build team, about the labels and annotations that will change, but you can expect any sort of label annotation or whatever that is using App Studio, the name to change. The sort of a big question and big problem is that, and I think it's a good idea from the build and integration side, that they will mainly migrate, basically they will only migrate to the new domain names, the new model. Doesn't make sense to fix up the old model, especially if the old model will go away relatively soon. But that means that the migration to the new domain names and the migration to the new model are intertwined, or more or less they will happen at the same time. So this is like big FYI for everybody that this will happen, and I will also be sending out an email about it, also describing changes in more detail, so everybody can prepare their services, operators, or whatnot, like the function that they're responsible for this change. But this also creates a problem of migration, and I believe that in this particular case, the migrations can be more or less be done programmatically. But obviously, we cannot do the migrations for everybody, as we don't have access to all of the Conflux clusters that exist. So for the upstream, should we basically publicize the migration scripts? So clusters that are not maintained by us or we don't have access to, like the people there still have ability to do the migrations themselves, or like do these programmatic migrations. So we ease the pain of migrating from one model to the other, and also ease the pain of moving from one set of labels to the others. So that's the question, like how we should approach the migration. Ryan?
So I'm definitely in favor of publicizing the migration scripts. We also have a couple of other migrations we're going to be doing in the next few quarters, one of which, for example, is migrating some of the security scans from the build pipelines to the integration pipelines. So I think it makes sense to sort of start to set up tooling now to have public migration scripts for X migration, and then internal migration scripts that are basically set up to run the public scripts against whatever specific clusters we have, and then those internal scripts can be reused.
Yeah, like I believe the same. Like I see no reason why like the actual migration part of the script couldn't be like basically the same for internal and the upstream. Like we are doing the same action, more or less. You would run it differently internally.
I think the bigger question would be, where would we put them? Do we need a new repo that we gradually put more migration scripts into, or is there an existing repo where things would fit? I don't think this should be specific to the services. Like, I don't think we want to build service migration for everything and an integration service migration. I think that should all be together.
Good question. I can imagine both, but maybe having these scripts in the konflux-ci is the best, just because you are not creating these repositories that like are active only like not very often. maybe every half a year at most. But I'm okay with both sort of solutions. I just prefer if it would be part of the main repository. So anybody else has any sort of questions, concerns, comments? Ryan?
All right. Yeah, apparently I have a lot to say about this. So when the integration team implemented component groups, we implemented them with the old domain. Is it okay if we break that support for component groups in the old domain when we do the migration? I'm not sure which is going to be easier for us, but I just want to know, we don't have any users using component groups right now. I believe the UI team is starting to adopt component groups, so it might temporarily break them, but again, I don't think it's going to be breaking any users.
I think it is better to do it now, do the change.
No, I know, I know, but, and we'll do it before we onboard and migrate users. But my point is, component groups exist in the old domain right now, right? So is that a backwards compatibility that we need to support?
I don't think
just
so.
Kind of pretend it never happened and tell everyone to use the new domain. And if they happen to have adopted component groups early, you know, that's something we haven't officially supported yet anyway.
Yeah, like I would not support the old domain at all.
Okay.
I think it will make lives of everybody here easier if we don't bother with that one.
Okay.
As like right now, the whole functionality wasn't even announced yet. So I would not bother, like I would not be that worried about backwards compatibility for the users. Like
Okay.
I don't think that most of the users, except maybe Tomasz, because I see him here, like even know that something like that is happening.
Okay, great, cool. Like I said, I only expected to maybe break the UI team depending on the timing of their implementation, but that sounds good.
I will handle the UI team, don't worry. So it seems to me that basically this topic is sort of closed. The action item is that we will provide the migration scripts in the upstream, and we will then use these upstream migration scripts to also migrate our internal setups. And that I will be also sending out an email into multiple mailing lists that these big changes happening, just so maybe if there are some people that have their own operators or whatnot are aware that this is going to happen. And I will also contact just to make sure, like specific teams, like UI, I can contact myself, but like release and stuff, just to make sure that they are aware also of this domain change, that these two migrations are merging together. Sonam?
Are we tracking this domain change in a feature?
Good question. I will look for it. I have a suspicion that no, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Are we planning to create a feature for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe I will mention, like we have a feature for migrations themselves. So maybe I will add it there, just so we don't have two features that basically will be worked on as one feature.
That makes sense. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this was this topic. Is there any other topic? Okay, it seems that no. So in that case, folks, enjoy your 45 minutes back. Thank you for attending and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, all right.
Thanks, Adam. Thank you. Bye.